Hi, Ellen. Good morning. So, looking into your problem. So, the exponential form is a little bit too advanced for you, but I'll tell you what it is about. So, I will not give you the answer, but I'll give you the hint on how to solve it. So, normally a number like, say in this case, 5,437, you can always expand it or you can decompose it if you want to in its components. So 5,437 is the same as 5 times 1,000 because I will give you the 5,000 part. Then 4 times 100 will give you the 400 part. 3 times 10 will give you the 30 part. And then 7 times 1 will give you the 7. So then at the end, we can say that 5,437 is the same as 5 times 1,000, 5,000 plus 4 times 100, 400 plus 3 times 10, 300 plus 7 times 1, which will be 7, right? So you can express the number as 4,537 equals 5 times 1,000 plus 4 times 100 plus 3 times 10 plus 7 times 1, right? Makes sense, right? So any number, it doesn't really matter how big it is. So if you add up, say, an extra number here, then you have to multiply that number times the next factor, which will be 10,000, right? So depending on how many numbers you have, in your case, you have a huge number, which is in the billions. So then you have to multiply by the corresponding number of zeros of the base. In this case, this is called the base. Now, to express it in an exponential form, again, I think that's a little bit too advanced, but I wouldn't be surprised because you're a genius. So the next part that you need to take into account is that how you express the bases. So 1,000 is equal to 10 times 10 times 10, right? Because 10 times 10 is 100, times 10 is 1,000. So you see, in this case, 1,000 is 10 written 3 times. So 10 times 10 times 10, so it's 3 times. So you can also express it like this. 10, we call this 10 to the power of 3 because this is 3 times 10, right? So this exponent will tell you how many times you need to multiply the base by itself. So in this case, is you multiply the base, which in this case is 10, by itself 3 times. So it's 10 by 10 by 10. Then 100 is equal to 10 times 10. So in this case, the base, which is 10, multiply itself by 2. Then 10 is equal to 10. So in this case, it's the same as multiplying 10 by nothing or by 1, because it only appears 1, right? So it's 10 to the power of 1. Now, this is a tricky one, because how can you express 1? So 1 doesn't, so the 10 doesn't appear any times. So we will say 10 to the 0, to the power of 0 equals 1. But again, this is a little bit too advanced. So I don't know if they were asking you for that or this will be enough. But if you want to express it in an exponent form, then as we saw here, remember that 1,000 is equal to 10 times 10 times 10. So it's 10, 10, 3 times. So now you can use this information and say, okay, 5 times 1,000 equals 5 times 5 times 10 to the power of 3, right? Because remember, it's 10 by 10 by 10. 10 times 10 times 10. And the same here. So 4 times 100 is equal to 4 times 10 to the power of 2, because 10 to the power of 2 is 10 times 10, which is 100. Then in this case, 3 times 10 is 3 times 10 to the power of 1, because the 10 only appears 1. So it's 3 times 10 to the power of 1. And then 7 times 10 to the power of 0, because the 10 doesn't appear at all. It's only a number 1. Or you can also, instead of doing 10 times, 7 times 10 to the 0, you can just say 10. So you can also express it like this. So I'll give you a last example. So let's see. Let's come up with a number. 125,000 338, right? So again, we decompose. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be 10. Sorry, it will be 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will give the first number. Then plus 2 times 10, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, sorry, sorry, this was a 5. This was a 6. So I'm sorry, I don't want to confuse you. So it's 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I doing here? Sorry, Alan. I'm getting, because I'm filming at the same time. Hey, let's do this. Let's start from here because I cannot see the number. So this will be 8 times 10 to the 0, or just say like 8, then 3, so plus, then is 3 times 10, right? Then plus 3 times 100, which is this third number, plus 5 times 1,000, plus 2 times 10,000, plus 1 times 100,000, right? So I was right at the beginning here. Okay, so this will give you a number, right? Makes sense? So the number is 100,000 to 125,338. So it's 1 times 100,000, which will give you the first one. 2 times 10,000, which will give you the second digit. 5 times 1,000, which will give you this part. Then 3 times 100, which will give you this 3. Plus 3 times 10, plus 8. And now in the exponential form, so it will be 10 to the 0, plus 3 times 10 to the 1, because the 10 only appears 1, plus 3 times 10 to the 2, because 100 is 10 by 10, plus 5, 10 to 3, because the 10 appears 3 times, so it's 10 by 10 by 10, plus 2, 10 to the 4, because in this case 10,000 is equal to 10 by 10 by 10 by 10, so 10 times itself 4 times, plus 1, 10 to the 5, right? Make sense? Okay, I hope it helps. Have a good day. See you. Love you guys. Bye.